We're in Drake Park. Mirror Pond's behind me. We're in Bend, Oregon. It's the Thursday before Labor Day weekend, 2019. And I'm going to share with you a decision I've recently made. And for the last month, I've been having a lot of conversations with important people to me, I should say, and to you probably too. I've decided to run for County Commissioner 2020. It's over a year away, but it's important that making such a decision and for such an important position in our government, our local government, needs a very serious campaign, a fundraising campaign, a money campaign, something yet that I have to be familiar with. I've run for city council before, never with a financial strategy. I've never asked anybody for money and barely paid for my voters pamphlet statements. But today is a day now that I've been inspired, and I'm very passionate about this change of political course for myself. It's not just about issues, but it's about timing. And it kind of feels like I'm being called at this time with these issues. And I'm going to just tell you quickly, without going into the large platform that I'm already formulating. My banner issues are quite literally pro-pot, pro-hemp, anti-Trump. We have not yet an end to the drug war, and for the last 4 years, we've had very distinctively, we have not had a proactive vision driving conversation in the last 4 years of legalized pot. We have 3 anti-pot Republicans as our present county commission. They are starting to be friendly to hemp, as well as a lot of investors in hemp locally, producers of hemp, have already started to win that war of political resource because they have our commission's attention. Pot now is becoming, once again, the ugly stepchild. You might not completely agree with me if you already have a business license or you're already doing a good job with your legal permission to do so within the state of Oregon. There are still a lot of production opportunities. I will strongly say that I disagree with Salem's decision to put a cap on production here, declaring that we have a 6.5-year supply of marijuana. I want to say not only do I disagree with the decision, but I disagree with their idea that that's a fact. I will actually say that that is not even close to truth. But truth and politics are rarely meeting each other. So we will do what we will have to do as we continue to fight the drug war in Oregon and nationwide, as we hope that happens within the next presidential cycle. The bottom line is we need a pro-pot county commissioner here in Deschutes County. And here's the important question that I ask. This is my banner question. For those of you who drink beer or don't drink beer, but who have lived in Bend, is beer healthy for this economy here? I have yet to meet one person that doesn't think like most of us, I have to believe. I would like to meet you if you don't think that beer is beneficial to our local economy. But my point is made, I think, that my vision is to make marijuana be that valuable to Deschutes County and the people that live here. We are already on the front of the curve as far as legalizing the use and growing of marijuana, but we haven't facilitated the actually public use of it yet. We need to find solutions to that. We're taking tax money all over the place for the sale, but we won't facilitate the use, which, you know, look around Ben. I love Ben. We have 6 dog parks, but nowhere for a stoner to go. So that doesn't make any sense at all. So we need to be thinking in that direction. But the last 4 years, we've been wasting our conversation about marijuana, about complaints about the smell of growing marijuana. And that's just not American, that's not democratic. What you have are chief complainants who hold signs that say opt out, and what they're talking about is saying they don't want to listen to the democratic vote we already took that said we want legal marijuana in the state of Oregon. They're saying, no, we want to vote again, and we want everything to stop and freeze until the next November, where we'll all vote again, because they think that somehow they're going to magically get over 50% again. We know that we have well over 60% vote if that were to go again. So they're just wasting our time. And who these people are, a lot of them are people who have retired into farming communities, not exactly even telling the truth to the community or their lenders. And they're declaring that the marijuana farmers or even their hemp farmer neighbors are a nuisance to them. Well, we can't be that kind of America. That type of thinking is not going to make America great again. We need a strong representative of the pot community. We're never going to get complete agreement. But I think that a number of you have seen me out there as a, not just working for legalization, but I'm working for decriminalization. And you may have seen me at our first local council city meeting, City Hall, right a couple blocks away from here. I stood up at a live meeting with a freshly cut bud, passed that around to our city council. And minutes later, the police chief confiscated and then wrote me for use of marijuana in a public place, which still confounds everyone I tell the story to. I still refuse to pay that ticket. Kind of proud of that. Another time I pulled out my paper bag and did my magic trick where I put out a bud was at a county meeting. Actually, I err. I did that once again at a city council meeting, but the third time I did it at a council meeting. A county meeting on Commissioner Tammy, her birthday, and I handed one, pulled right out of my paper bag, and I handed her one too. It was immediately confiscated by a sheriff and destroyed in Bolton. I could talk about this a lot more, but I haven't gotten to even the point of why I'm telling you all this, is that we need somebody who you are convinced is unafraid to talk about marijuana and show up with marijuana literally in hand to public meetings to say what needs to be said, and quite frankly, to start conversations that, even if you disagree with me, to get the conversations going that you know won't be had in those executive rooms without me or someone like me. So if you can find somebody better qualified to run this race, I will concede to that person. But I believe that you believe that I am the best qualified to represent marijuana, legalization issues, decriminalization issues, but we are going to make some good business here and make a good business decision here about what is good for Deschutes County, good medicine, good food. Remember, this is hemp and marijuana that I'm advocating for. And of course, most important is love wins. And that means we cannot afford another administration where Donald Trump is our president. Thank you.